In my courtroom, you are not permitted to wear that medal." The judge's voice snapped like a whip, and his gavel slammed. Down as every eye in the room turned to the man in full uniform standing silently in front of the bench was Sergeant First Class Thomas Reeves, a tomb guard at Arlington National Cemetery. He stood at attention, unmoving, his Medal of Honor glinting softly under the overhead lights, but it wasn't the medal that upset the judge. It was the man wearing it. The courtroom fell silent. Thick with disbelief, even the bailiff looked unsure of what to do. Reeves didn't flinch, didn't blink, he simply stared straight. A head posture rigid with dignity, not defiance. His attorney tried to speak, but the judge interrupted him again. "Remove it. That medal is not relevant to this case and is a distraction to this court." Gasps rippled across the gallery. Reeves had been called to testify on behalf of a fellow soldier. Being wrongly accused of insubordination, he wasn't there as a defendant. He wasn't even there as a witness to the event. He was there because he had earned the respect of every man and woman in that unit. His testimony could shift the case. His presence already had, but to the judge who had never seen combat, never saluted the fallen, never heard taps at dawn, it was just another shiny pin. What the judge didn't know, what he hadn't bothered to check, was the story behind that medal. 3 years earlier, in a remote Afghan province, Reeves had dragged 2 wounded comrades from a burning Humvee while under enemy fire. He used his body to shield theirs during a mortar strike. He refused evacuation until every last soldier was accounted for 36 hours. He fought, bled, and held a perimeter alone after reinforcements were delayed. When they arrived, they found him unconscious, covered in ash and blood, but alive. So were the men he saved. That medal wasn't a distraction. It was a testament to what honor looks like when the cameras aren't rolling, and yet in a courtroom built on justice, the very symbol of sacrifice was treated as a violation of decorum. Everyone was stunned by what transpired next. But Reeves remained mute. His hand did not travel to his breast, and his gaze remained forward. From the rear of the room came a firm, commanding sergeant's voice. "This soldier has earned the right to wear that medal anywhere in this country, including the halls of Congress, this court, and most definitely in front of any man who presupposes to sit in judgment over those who have bled for this flag. Reeves, hold your position. Do not remove your medal." Heads turned as a tall figure entered the courtroom with 4 stars on each shoulder. General Wallace, chairman of the Joint Chiefs, was visible. Flustered, the judge said, "General, this is highly irregular." Wallace interrupted him, saying, "Your ignorance is what's irregular." He approached the front slowly, set a document on the bench, and said, "Effective immediately by federal order, you are recused from this case. The Department of Defense has reviewed multiple complaints against your conduct. This is not the first time you've disregarded service members from your bench, but it will be the last." The courtroom erupted in silence and murmurs as he slowly gathered his papers, realizing that his career had come to an end in front of his own honor. He tried to dismiss Reeves, but he never moved, not even as Wallace turned to him and saluted. "Your presence here reminds this country what justice should look like." The case was later dismissed, and the accused soldier was cleared of all charges. The incident's video, which went viral online and caused a global controversy, included the headline, "Tomb Guard Disrespected in Courtroom." Veterans organizations organized and lawmakers made speeches. Sergeant Reeves was invited to the White House when the judge was quietly forced into retirement. The president merely shook his hand and remarked, "You said more standing silent in uniform than most do with a microphone." Before we wrap up this story, please let us know where you are watching from. If this story touched you, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and leave a karma in the comments below. He never pursued fame. Instead, he returned to Arlington, to the silence, to the 21 steps, to the sacred guard of those who will never return home, because that is who he is. True honor doesn't demand respect. It simply reveals those who have forgotten how to give it, and when dignity stands silent in the face of arrogance, it speaks louder than any gavel could.